Hey everybody, and welcome to another NintendoFuse E3 recap. Today we are going to be talking all about today, which is Tuesday, 6/12, and I am joined today by Steve
Hey Barry.
and Greg.
Hey Barry, hey Steve.
Hey.
So today was a big day, especially for Nintendo. Today was the Treehouse as well as the Nintendo Direct. And while we do have tomorrow and Thursday for more Treehouse stuff, today is a little bit of a news overload. So what we're going to do to ease this is we're going to go through the Direct in order, and we're going to break it up into bits and discuss those things. So if there's a particular part of the Direct you really want to know about or really want to hear our reactions to, and you didn't already watch our live reactions, which you could watch us react to the direct live on our YouTube or on NintendoFuse.com. Well, then this is for you. So you just go to where it appeared in the direct. So let's start off. It started off with a bang. It really just out of nowhere started off with a game. Daemon X Machina. I thought it was Xenoblade related due to the mechs. It blew my mind right at the start. That is coming 2019, and we did find out a little bit more information. It will be a retail release. Thank you. It's from Marvelous, and just looks badass. And it's accompanied by Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torn of the Golden Country. So I was off in my live reaction, just shy. That is coming September 2018. If you do have a season pass, you do get it. But surprisingly, that's also getting a retail copy, which I have already pre-ordered because I love Xenoblade. And the physical copy does not come with the regular game. So they're billing this as a standalone game, and this is a prequel. So let's start with those. Steve, what are your thoughts on those two titles?
Well, clearly, Xenoblade I like, but I don't have time. This other game looks really cool, though. I think one of the things that really does keep me from enjoying RPGs as much as I used to in my younger years is the time factor. Like I like games that I can just jump into and just get going right away. And this other game looks like that type of game, so I'm actually a little more excited. Sorry, Barry. I'm more excited about the other game. What is it?
Daemon X Machina.
Machina. Yeah, so I'm more excited about that one than Xenoblades, but I'm excited for you for Xenoblades.
What about you, Greg?
I kind of echo those same thoughts. I more share the excitement for you because Xenoblade's never been my cup of tea. Never could really get into it past the combat systems. And the mech stuff, I guess I'm not really too much into that kind of stuff either. So the Daemon X Machina is not another thing I'm be looking forward to, but definitely excited for those that do like those kinds of games.
Man, Greg, you need to try Xenoblade Chronicles too. You as an RPG nut, but then again, you haven't played Chrono Trigger yet either.
I haven't played. I had tried the first Xenoblade though, and I didn't really care
Yeah,
for
but
that.
Xenoblade 2 has a different combat system, similar
Yeah.
but it's different. But you do need to check that out. And again, for those with the season pass, you do get it. But I find it really interesting that it gets a standalone. I
Yeah.
like that. They're
Yeah,
they're
that,
building this as its own entity. And that means there's enough content there to warrant a
Yeah.
$60. Right now, it's listed at $60.
$60 for that.
It's
Wow.
listed as $60. Now, keep in mind the season pass, I think was 20. I think it was $20. So something tells me it's just a placeholder price on Amazon. I did have the Prime discount. I have a feeling it's going to probably go down to $30. But they're warranting enough content with this.
Well, I think
So
that's one of the cool things is we talked about I think yesterday about how Fallout 76, because of being a prequel, seems pretty cool to be able to for new players to be able to jump in, and I think this could be a similar sort of approach, maybe even a smaller package, kind of, yeah, depending how they approach it. It could be a cool like hell, you can taste it. I don't know. Do you think it would matter if you haven't played the other ones?
It's weird. I think you could play this without playing the other one, but it's almost like watching Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3 before watching 4, 5, 6.
A lot of people do, even though I don't agree. But
you lose the whole mystery of, you know, Luke, I am your father. Like the whole impact of that scene is lost if you watch 1, 2, and 3 first. And I think it's like this because there's revelations when you play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and it is about the past. Like the past is very important to what's going on, and a lot of it is shrouded in mystery, and it kind of comes to light by the end of the game. And I think if you play this first, you would kind of know things were going. You would know who was to be trusted and who wasn't right off the bat. And it's kind of like we were talking in our podcast about Bait and Kados, which was my prediction maybe would come back. It didn't. But it's the same there. Like if you play Bait and Kados Origins before the original, you kind of lose out on some of the impact. So I do think you should play the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 first. But if you said, I don't have time for that, but I'm going to give this a try, then yes, give this a try. Absolutely. It's well worth it. Do that. So from there, we got a little bit of Reggie, and he did talk about Pokemon. He talked about Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee, which we did know about. That is coming November 16th. He also talked about the Pokeball Plus, which, again, we knew about, but now we found out it comes with Mew inside when you buy it. And there is a retail bundle where you can get the game and the Pokeball Plus all in one neat package, in case you don't want to try to find them separately. So that's available. Then a brand new game was shown off, Super Mario Party. That's coming October 5th. Looks like it does 4 players using 2 switches, and you can move the switches around to change the board. It looks really, really interesting. And no cars. No cars.
Woohoo!
Big deal there. Then the game I'm most excited for Greg about, which was Fire Emblem 3 Houses, was shown off. That is coming spring 2019, later than we all thought, but at least it's coming. And the segment then ended with a trailer for Fortnite, which is available now, and unfortunately was kind of leaked and spoiled beforehand. But that was that next segment. Steve, what do you think about that segment?
Well, considering I was late even coming to this recording because I was playing Fortnite, I'm kind of excited about it being on Switch. And it's running smoothly. I played several matches so far. I just got 5th place. That's why I was late. I just got, it lasted longer than I expected to. Yeah, it was pretty exciting. Greg knows I'm not a huge Fire Emblem fan at all. I've never actually played a Fire Emblem game. So I'm not necessarily not a fan of Fire Emblem. I'm just not a fan of that type of game. But it's cool. It looks cool. I'm excited again for Greg that this is happening. Unfortunate that they pushed it back a little bit, but the game that screams it to me most is Mario Party. I have high hopes. I don't know why. Because I've been shot down so many times before, but I'm really hoping this is the Mario Party that I've been wanting for the last, 7-8 years, maybe more than that, probably going on 10 years. This is the Mario Party game that I've really wanted, and it's really cool that you can incorporate 2 switches together and make a game board together, because it always has had that board game aspect to it. And now that you can actually have a board that you can take with you with the Switch and everything, that's a really cool mechanic, and I'm interested to see more of it. And I'm so excited that we're now on the same car, running from Bowser in a dumb thing that whatever Mario Party 10 was. Again, I've talked about the Pokemon game. It's cool for people that are really into Pokemon, especially the anime and everything. I am more on the casual side of Pokemon. I'm waiting for the next, the big game that's coming out for Switch next year. So I'm not that excited about the Let's Go ones, but it's cool though for people that are really into it though.
How about you, Greg?
Yep, pretty much echo those same thoughts on Pokemon. Never been a huge fan. Haven't played a single Pokemon game.
What?
Surprisingly. Yeah. Well, I guess Pokemon Go is not really a game, so.
Yeah. Counts. It counts. We'll let it.
Well, all right. Yeah, the big takeaway here, Fire Emblem, finally. I really hope that they can have all 3 stories on the same cartridge. That's my be a perfect right there. I don't want to buy three $60 games. That would be pretty tough to swallow there. So
Greg, there was information. There are the 3 games, but they're only releasing 2 at retail. The third one is only going to be available in the collector's edition, like Fire Emblem Fates. They're only making 150 copies for the U.S. They're only selling them in Nintendo New York, and it's not going to be downloadable.
Yeah.
That's their typical fashion now.
my level of believing you is like oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you know what? They're known for doing stupid things like that, so it wouldn't surprise me.
For the physical edition, that sounds about right, but it's not offered digitally. That's where you really like fall. That's definitely gonna be a guarantee, like Revelations was. But and I'm actually kind of excited for Mario Party as well. Though 9 and 10 have just been huge bombs, and never been a fan of the handheld one. So definitely looking forward to this one to see more normal Mario Party style play. So probably end up actually picking up that one, despite not really knowing too many people that switch in my local area. So
yeah, we didn't hear anything about online play, did we? I'm assuming that it's not there, just the nature of it. Like, I always kind of stayed away from online play, but it would be cool if it did have it.
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah,
you guys are missing out, though. The 3DS Mario parties were actually pretty good, especially the Star one. Not the top 100, but the one before that.
Yeah,
that was
I'm sure
actually
they are fun, but yeah, I think the biggest reason why I like Mario Party is the party game aspect of it, and so I only enjoy the mini games so much when I'm doing them by myself. So.
No, you can do like one cart with multiple 3DSs. Like my wife and I were playing the mini games and playing through the board game and stuff with one cart. So that was a lot of fun. But some information for Pokemon. They showed off now the trainer battles are standard battles. When you win, it's the same with experience. The Pokemon that participate get more experience, and experience share for everything else. When you catch Pokemon in the wild, all your Pokemon on you get experience. So you don't have to catch like a billion of the same ones to level up like in Pokemon Go. If you have excess Pokemon, you can send them to the professor, and in return you'll get candy. But unlike Pokemon Go, where it's you send 3 Pidgeys, you get Pidgey candy. You get new types of candy, like quick candy or quick berries or stuff like that, and strength candy, and you can use that to actually enhance whatever Pokemon you want stats permanently. So it's really interesting. You can go out there and catch a bunch of Rattatas, trade them to the professor. In this case, it's Oak, and then power up your Charizard if you want, or your Dragonite, or whatever. And you can transfer Pokemon. They showed from Pokemon Go into Pokemon Let's Go. You do that, you lose Pokemon in Pokemon Go and get some candies as a consolation prize. And depending on the CP of the Pokemon in Pokemon Go, the higher level they start in Let's Go. So they showed that off, and they had like trainer trades. You could do trades and stuff like that between people, either online or through local. So I was like, oh, cool. They at least have online trading. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for it, mainly because it gets my wife to buy a Switch. So cool, we have 2 Switches. We could do some Super Mario Party stuff now. So after that, we got a little more Reggie, and he talked and he did 3 indie games as well as a big title. The indie games here were Overcooked 2, which is coming August 7th, which they did show off in the Treehouse and looks like a blast. I didn't play Overcooked 1, but this really looks like a lot of fun. Killer Queen Black, which is coming holiday 2018. Hollow Knight, which is available actually right now. And then he talked more about Octopath Traveler, which we've talked about an extent already, and it looks fantastic. That is coming July 13th. However, there is a new demo that is coming June 14th, and this demo, I don't know what will carry over. We'll have stuff that carries over to the main game, which isn't unusual because this is the Bravely team, and they did this with both Bravely Default and Bravely Second. Steve, which of these titles clung to you, if any?
Yeah, I mean, Octopath Traveler looks fantastic. I played through the demo. It was fun and everything, but honestly, it's the art style that draws me into this game. It looks so cool, and so Oddly enough, I might end up getting it just because I want to look at it. I just want to see more of this world that they're creating, which is really cool. I forget what it was called, the Joust kind of like game.
That was Killer Queen Black.
Killer Queen Black. That looks interesting. I think especially because I just got done reading, just several months ago, Ready Player One, and Joust plays an important role, I'll just say, in the book. And so that's kind of on my mind. I was like, that's kind of cool. But there's been some other games similar to it that I've played before. I think there was one on Wii U. I can't remember the name of it. But so it's fun if you have the right group of people. And I think that's probably the same with Overcooked. If you have the right group of people in, it could be like a blast. And so I'm really excited that they did announce that it will have online play this time, because that's something that held me back from the first one, because I thought it looked a lot of fun, but right now at this point in my life, there's not too many times where I have a group of people that are in like around that really want to try something new. Like, we end up going back to the same old games that we always play, which is great, but trying something new like that is, I don't have that kind of group of friends around me right now. They're like, hey, we got to try this new game. They're like, okay. So it'd be cool to like play people online.
It's your fault for moving, Steve.
Well, not that we were that close
together.
No
sympathy for you.
But yeah, I need to learn more about Hollow Knight before I know if I'm excited or not.
What about you, Greg?
I'll be requesting a Hollow Knight code hopefully after this video, because I had hoped to review the game for our site, and I had no idea it was coming this quickly, and it still looked very impressive, and I hope I get a chance to play it. Octopath Traveler, I'm pretty much already sold on, but I will probably be getting that for my birthday in August, so I will have to stay away from spoilers for like a month or so. The Let's Cook didn't seem like it was my type of game, but again, excited for you guys that really enjoy those games.
And what about you? Anything on Killer Queen Black?
Oh, yeah. Game? That one had looked interesting. I'll have to see if there's some single-player elements to that one, because I don't really have I didn't know if it was more multiplayer intensive, but I did like playing Joust. Like, that was a really fun NES game / arcade game.
Yeah, Joust is an old classic of mine, so that game looks interesting. But again, like you, it really has to have single player, and for me, I need to get a code, because digital titles I just don't have the time to, drop the money on when I have too many physical ones to pick up. But Octopath Traveler for sure is high on my list. That very well could be game of the year. Another game announced and shown off today might take that spot for me, but we'll have to see. Or Xenoblade 2.
Xenoblade expansion pack.
Xenoblade, you know what? That very well could be my game of the year. It depends on how good that story is, and I'm looking forward to finding out more details about the past. So then they did a big sizzle reel, and the sizzle reel had a bunch of games shown off, quite a bit actually. So what I'm going to break it into like 5, and then we'll talk about those 5 and move on. Just because it went by really quickly, and it was pretty much just kind of giving us a timetable. So they started off with Starlink, which is coming October 16th. We talked about that, at least Steve and I did on yesterday's recap. That obviously includes the Star Fox editions, and to me it looks phenomenal. Arena of Valor is next. That's coming fall of 2018. That's like a online style hack and slash, it looks like. Minecraft, which I thought was already on the system. I thought it was just the physical, but maybe it didn't get to the system yet.
Yeah,
That's coming June 21st.
I thought it was just...
I think it was the one that was on Wii U, that story mode. I think this is the more generic
story
Minecraft
mode's
that's on like everything else.
Yeah, well, that's coming June 21st, including the physical. Sushi Striker they showed off. That's available now. That's also available on the 3DS, much like Minecraft. And they showed Mario and Rabbids Donkey Kong Adventure, which is coming June 26th or 25th if you bought the season pass. And obviously, you need Mario and Rabbids to play that. Steve, of the first 5 shown off, what grabs you?
Starlink. Only because of Star Fox. Like, I really, we talked about this before.
Gameplay? Did you look at the gameplay?
Oh, yeah,
I linked some gameplay. It looks so fantastic.
No, it does look cool. And I only, if it wasn't, if it was just by itself, without the Toys to Life thing, I would have been probably leaning into it anyhow. But because of the Toys to Life, I'd already dismissed it, and I was like, I don't have money, I don't have space for all this stuff. And then they put Star Fox in it. Like I already said yesterday, and now I'm like, okay, here, take my money. I'll figure out where to put all these other toys. Yeah, it does look really cool, and I'm excited to play it as well. But I just wish that I wouldn't have to be shelling out all this extra money for the extra modular ships that I'm probably going to end up getting because it just enhances the game, and I've got to get that R-Wing because it looks
Yep.
awesome. And
The R-Wing comes with the starter pack.
right. So
At least.
yeah, so we'll see how much else I end up getting, but I didn't think I was going to be into like Disney Infinity, and then I have like boxes of stuff, so and they now are in boxes, so yeah. Speaking of boxes, yeah, I haven't even touched Labo lately, so like I just have too much stuff. Stop giving me stuff. But anyhow, yeah, that's really the only one that I'm that excited about. Minecraft is going to be cool to have it on there. So I did look up real quick. The Nintendo Switch edition is what is on there right now. Apparently, this is like just Minecraft. I don't know what the difference is between them, but that there is Minecraft Nintendo Switch edition on the eShop right now.
Yeah, I think this is just the physical.
Yeah.
Coming.
So I'm personally I'm not into Minecraft. I know a lot of people that are, so that's cool. But it's just cool that it's on the system, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Just Starlink. Yeah.
What about you, Greg?
Mine was also pretty much just Starlink. That gameplay looks very incredible, and I'm not a huge like Star Fox fan, but this might actually get me to like get a game that's similar in the veins of how I would always think Star Fox should have been on Wii U at least. But definitely looks very interesting. Never got into Minecraft. Not too interested in Sushi Striker. I didn't get Mario and Rabbids, so unfortunately have to pass on the DK. And then Arena of Valor.
Such a strategy fan, man. You need to play Mario and Rabbids. It's awesome.
Yeah, I do. There's just a lot of games. I'm already like falling behind. I've got like a backlog, and there's games that I'll be getting. It's hard. I did see it was on sale though, so I might actually try to get that.
It is very much worth it. You know what? There is a game chat we did for Mario and Rabbids. Self-plug here. You should go watch that. And if you're on the fence of it, you should watch it too. So then we move on. Next 5 games shown off. The first was Pixar, which is coming fall 2018. Just Dance 2019, which is coming October 23rd. That's also coming to the Wii and the Wii U. The big one for me, out of nowhere, they did this so casually. I'm shocked. This could have been a big reveal. Was Dragon Ball FighterZ 2018, or Dragon Ball Fighters, however you want to say it. That's a big game. People have been wanting that game. I've been wanting that game on the Switch, and they just casually just like, here it is. It's in this clip show. That could have easily been its own trailer. But yeah, that's coming. Splatoon 2 Octo expansion. Originally, when it started, said summer, but now it's coming tomorrow, June 13th, out of nowhere, just like that. Boom, here it is. And the final one is Captain Toad, which is coming July 13th, and that's also going to the 3DS. Steve, which of those excites you?
Captain Toad. It's a fantastic game, and I would still be playing it if I didn't have my Wii U just stored away. It's such a fun game. It's that type of game, and I'm really glad to see that it's coming to Switch, because I think I would have played it more if I had it on the go before. And so now I can. It's also going on in 3DS, so that's cool. But I'll get it on the Switch instead of 3DS. But yeah, I think it's clever. It's one of those games you can play just a little of at a time. And yeah, even though I owned it on Wii U, that's probably going to be one of the ones that I end up double dipping on, just because I didn't really get to play it as much on Wii U and as I really would have wanted. So yeah, not a big Dragon Ball Z fan. So Yeah, sorry Barry. I just never was.
I just like watching Barry shake his head.
I'm excited for you. Nothing against it, just not my thing.
I need new friends. And I almost wore my Dragon Ball Fighter Z shirt today, like this morning, like in hopes. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna jinx it, and maybe it's a good thing I didn't. But yeah, man, non Dragon Ball Z, man.
Yeah.
Where was your childhood?
X-Men.
Oh, yeah, so was mine, but still.
That's what I watched a lot of. And yeah, so yeah, like anytime any of the anime type stuff, and I've never been into it, and so like I remember actually when so Saturday morning cartoons and everything started switching over to like the anime stuff, or even like the fake anime stuff that they put on for a while. I just immediately turned the channel and like try to find something else. I was just like, this is dumb. This isn't cartoons. I want my cartoons. And so yeah, it was deeply rooted in the very beginning because it took away my traditional cartoons, and so it's taken a while for me to at least warm up to anime. And so I'm sorry if we're losing like subscribers right now for my dislike of it. It's not that I hate it. I've come around, but Barry has enough like of it to make it up for it always. So.
You do know what the word anime means, right? See.
Well, it's like, I mean, you're making me doubt myself. No.
Do you know what it means?
Well, I think so, but go ahead and tell me, because no, I'm gonna seem like an idiot if I'm gonna say the wrong thing.
What do you think it is?
Nope. I'm just gonna act like no, I have no idea what it means.
It's cartoon.
Okay.
It's cartoon in Japanese. So these anime is not cartoon. So you're saying this cartoon is not cartoon.
Right.
Like it is like, oh, Steve, man. You know what? We need to put you in a chair and, like, strap you in and put those devices, on your eyelids and just sit you down and
that
make
sounds
you watch
like such an enjoyable time.
Make you play certain video games.
So a side comment. So I decided to start watching some anime, not like just a couple years ago, and so I'd heard of like all the big ones and stuff. So I decided to watch Attack on Titan, the first one that I ever seen, and my mind was just like, holy crap, what is going on?
A good anime.
Like,
that is a good anime.
Wow. So yes, yeah.
You should watch.
I watched some of the Pokemon ones, but I haven't like really watched them. But I knew the newest one, the X and Y. I heard really good things about that, and so it's actually probably part of my plan to eventually go back and watch that one. And there's some other ones that I have on my list that I've going to watch. I've watched a little of what's it? Full Metal Alchemist, which I enjoy. So that's the Brotherhood one.
Yeah. The other one's good too.
Yeah. But anyhow,
yeah, so that's good. Good. So you have some. So, anyways, so you're obviously not just Dragon Ball Fighter Z, unfortunately, but you're clearly into Just Dance 2019.
Oh, totally on Wii. Yeah, totally on Wii. Yeah.
Greg, what about you? Which of those games, those 5 games?
Well, I'm not much of a. I can't make a claim that I'm watching the anime, so. Oh my God. Glad you didn't have to pick on me for that.
Just sitting back there and letting me take it. I see how it is.
I was like, if you would have called on me, I probably would have said something stupid. But it's not my cup of tea. I've never watched Dragon Ball Z, so my childhood was a little bit different with Mario Brothers Super Show and Legend of Zelda, Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
Tiny Toons.
Yes. Yep. See, Greg and I watch the same things.
I watched all those things too. You have no excuse.
But then came all the other shows, and I had no time. I think I've struggled with time all my life. Why can't I just sit in front of TV all day long?
you could
I could.
until the power and electricity goes out because you didn't pay the bill because you're just sitting there watching TV. But you could until that point.
That's true.
So obviously Dragon Ball Fighter Z is not a big game for you, Greg, which makes sense why I was the one screaming it during the live broadcast and you're all like silent, like what is that? But what about the other four titles?
Well, yeah, Captain Toad. I didn't think I was gonna double dip on that. I did enjoy the Wii U version, but I didn't think it was warranting another purchase. That's kind of been my stance so far on like the other games that have come from Wii U for the most part. Just Dance, not really into that. Pixar didn't really seem too interesting from what I saw from the trailer. So,
what about Splatoon 2, Octopath Expansion?
Yes, I already had pre-purchased that, and we'll probably be playing that tomorrow. Good thing I said correctly on the podcast that I would be looking forward to it within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, see, Captain Toad is one of those that I loved on the Wii U and I beat it, but they added the amiibo functionality afterwards where you could find the little 8-bit toads. Yep. And I never went back and redid it because I always plan to, when I go back to a game, it's been a couple years, I've forgotten everything so the puzzles are fresh again and do it that way. But now with the Switch announcement, I think that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go through it again, do the new levels as well as find all the toads. So if you did that already, then that's kind of sucks. But if you haven't, think of that as a new way of playing the game, like you're playing it again. And it's not double dipping, you're buying a new game.
Right. And they do have the Mario Odyssey levels too. So
there's cool. 2 levels.
Yep.
Well, that's the same with like Hyrule Warriors. I mean, I didn't get the 3DS version, and there's all those characters and stuff too. So.
Yeah, well, the Switch version is the definitive. That's the one to get.
Glad I skipped the 3DS one then.
I didn't, but I didn't play it. I got it, but I didn't play it. So in the next set of games, we've Crash the Insane Trilogy, which is coming June 29th. Ninjala, I've never even heard of this before. That's coming spring 2019. I'm gonna butcher this one. Carcassonne, yeah. Which holiday 2018, which is the start of a digital board game collection that the company is doing. So hopefully they move on to like Catan after that. That'd be great. And then the next 2 are semi-related. FIFA 18, the World Cup update that is available now, and then FIFA 19 is coming September 28th. Steve, on this set of 5.
Yeah, we talked about FIFA yesterday as well. I'm excited about it. Probably won't end up getting 19, but I do plan on playing the World Cup update on 18. And then Carcassonne is a really fun game. If you haven't played it, this is a really cool way to play it. I have it on my iPad, which is great because I think that's the cool thing with some of the board games is like it's really easy to play digitally because when you're on a touchscreen because you don't have to worry about all the little pieces and flying everywhere and all that stuff. Even resetting to a new game, you just hit a button instead of having to. So it's for lazy people, I guess, that want to play board games. But similar to books, like your Amazon Kindles and your iPads and stuff like that, you can take all these books with you. It's like you can take all these board games with you, I guess, in a way. So I don't know if I'll also get it on Switch or not, because I already do have it on my iPad. But it's cool that it's coming, and I'm excited to see what else comes from those board games and stuff. Crash, I'm excited to see that it's coming. I think we've talked about this before, but I played more of the Crash party game one. I forget what it's called, but I played a lot of that.
I think it's Crash Bash.
Crash Bash, that's it. Yes. So I played a lot of that with my sister and my parents, growing up. We got a PS1 late, and we ended up playing it on that a lot and stuff. So that was really fun. But I never actually got into the original games because I didn't have a system to play them on. So it's cool to see that they're there, but it's not something I'm jumping on right away.
And Ninjala?
Yeah, I still don't know much about that either. So I share your question marks, I guess, about that game. I kind of came out of nowhere. I'm like,
looks kind of cool though.
It's one of those that I need to look into more, for sure.
What about you, Greg?
My wife actually absolutely loved one of the Crash Bandicoot games. I had gotten like a used one from like a pawn shop like years ago when we were in college for her PS2, and I just loved watching her play it. So I'm definitely excited to pick up the trilogy and to play that with her and watch her have fun with it. Um, Ninjala, I probably need to see some more on it to see if it'd be worth picking up. The Carcassonne game or whatever that is. I knew I can't even say that either, but that one did actually look kind of interesting, so I kind of wanted to see some more about that one as well. Never been a huge fan of the FIFA games, so those are both pass.
Yeah, I don't blame you. See, I'll be picking up like Crash and stuff, but I didn't grow up with Crash either. I was N64 that generation,
Yeah.
and
So me too.
and I didn't, I played PS1 at my friend's house and stuff, but I didn't really play Crash. But I knew obviously of him, especially with the big war between Sony and Nintendo back then, how aggressive they were. And then when it came out for the PS4, I got it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll give it a shot. All these people like, this is the greatest game ever. I hated it. I played 1 and 2, and I absolutely hated it. I thought they were terrible. And maybe it's my standards are higher because I grew up with the 2D Mario games and the NES platformers and the SNES platformers, and even the Genesis platforms like Sonic. I absolutely hated it. Like the jumping was off, the hit detection was off. I'd spin to attack an enemy, and it was supposed to hit them, and it doesn't, and then they kill me, or I jump and I land on a platform and I go right through it, and I'm like, this is just terrible. And one level took me like, it was like a 20-minute long level, and apparently I read it was like one of the longest levels in the series, but I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, no 2D level should be 20 minutes long, with 4 checkpoints. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I have better things to do with my time, so I will be getting it, not playing it.
But you like Tropical Freeze though, right?
I did. I beat Tropical Freeze.
Yes, there are some of those games that are like.
But I did not.
Like
I did not 100% Tropical Freeze. I will admit that I did not go for all like the K levels, just due to backlog. Like there's too many other games that I want to play. So I played through Tropical Freeze. I did beat Tropical Freeze, but I didn't 100% it, and I'm fine with that. I 100%ed DKCR, including the 3DS levels, which were exclusive. But I'm like, yep, I'm moving on. Then Donkey Kong, I love the Donkey Kong games, and I will continue beating them. But right now, there's too much in my backlog, and more games just keep coming out. Fortnite, just came out and all that. I wanted to give it a shot.
Let's see 100% Fortnite.
No, not happening. Hey, I put 350 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles 2, okay, and now a new thing's coming. I don't have time. But moving on, we have next 5. Ark Survival Evolved is coming. That's coming fall 2018. Wasteland 2 Director's Cut, which is also coming fall 2018. Paladins, which is available now. Fallout Shelter, which is also available now, and I believe both of those are free, much like Fortnite. And then Dark Souls Remastered is finally coming summer 2018, so not even a set date that was supposed to be out already. It got delayed. And that also has the amiibo, which is, at least in the States, GameStop exclusive. Steve, why don't you start us with those?
You know what? None of them really excite me, to be completely honest with you. Paladins, I think I'm kind of excited, and you can get the Founders Pack on there, and so it's not totally free. It's like free to play, but you have to buy the Founders Pack. So, so yeah, it's kind of like PUBG, kind of in a way, where it's like kind of free, but you have to buy the pack. So anyhow, yeah, because I'm more, I don't know, I think now that I'm blanking on the name of it. What's the game that Paladins is a lot? It's like, oh shoot, Overwatch, yes. I'm gonna say this now, then it's like seems dumb that I forgot the name of it, but I'm more into Overwatch, and like because I think there's more of a following behind it and everything. I haven't played it in a long time, but I like that style of game, and I played a lot of Team Fortress before and stuff too, so I like that style of game. I don't know about, like, of all of them, that's the one that I'm kind of leaning toward maybe checking out. But it would be nice if they did have, like, if it was actually free to play, and like that I could check it out before getting the Founders Pack. But that's not what they're doing.
Well, you did get Fallout Shelter. You said you were going to give that a shot.
I did. Yep. So
you're done with it already?
Yep, I already beat it. Oh, 100%. That's why
Oh
I didn't
crap!
get sleep last night. And actually, no, that was because of the fall. But no, I haven't tried it yet. I was gonna play it today, and then Fortnite came out, so I played that instead.
What about you, Greg?
Yeah, none of these actually interested me. I was just looking up some of the games now. The Paladins Founders Pack says it's $30, but
Yep.
then in the description it says it's free to play. So it's like, how does that work? Free to play after you pay $30? Sure.
Yep. Just like PUBG. Yeah.
Um, yeah, but the Fallout games did correctly come back to say it's free, but
Oh, that
um,
one is free. We both downloaded it already.
Hmm.
yeah, I doesn't seem to appeal a whole lot to me. So I don't think I was gonna even get a free game. Um, Same thing with Ark and Wasteland 2.
See, I'm happy to see it. I didn't play Wasteland 2, but I know it has a following and it's a good RPG from what I've heard, and I'm glad to see that. Like these are
Hmm.
some good announcements. It's good to see
Yeah,
these games. These
agreed.
are
Yeah.
sport games on there, so it's nice to see. But for me, I'll be getting it if it gets physical, but I probably won't be playing it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
I think that's the thing that I just because I'm not into them like you guys like doesn't mean that I'm not excited for it to come because I think games like this are what we really do need on the Switch. Stuff that is going to appeal to broad audiences and some games that people have played before, other brand new games, but across the board like just different types of games. Coming from a lot of different third parties, and that's pretty cool to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, like the sizzle reel is really like they're really stepping up their game. So we're gonna finish the sizzle reel. There's like 6 games left, so we're gonna jump to 6. Started with SNK Heroines, which is coming September 7th. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, which is a big game, August 28th, just right to the sizzle reel. Boom. Wolfenstein 2, which is coming June 29th. The World Ends With You, which I absolutely can't wait for. It's fall 2018. Mega Man 11, another great one, October 2nd, and it finished with Mario Tennis Aces, which is coming June 22nd. Steve, what do you think?
I feel like I've talked about these games quite a bit already.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like a lot of them, like we've talked about already, even yesterday, and our other recap because they come from a lot of third parties, which is cool. To that there's so many third parties in that.
Only talked about Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah, but other podcasts and stuff like that. So anyhow, yeah, I think probably the only one that I know that I'll probably end up getting is Mario Tennis. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably the only one I'm on the fence on about the other ones.
Really, Mega Man? You're not getting Mega Man 11?
What?
I bought Mega Man 9.
Get him,
was,
Greg.
was it
Get
9?
him. Get
Was it 9 the one that came out on Wii that was like
And 10?
right? But 9 was like the big one, like that
Yeah.
came
Yeah,
out
that
of
was the
nowhere,
first.
right?
Well, that was the biggest
Yeah.
deal because
Yeah.
that was.
And I remember getting
usually
it,
tends to come before 10.
and I remember remembering, I remember remembering how bad I am at Mega Man. And I was like, I kind of wasted my money on this because while it's fun, it's also incredibly difficult, and I don't have the time to memorize everything that I need to in order to really get through Mega Man because I would rather play Mario. I'm more of a Mario fan than a Mega Man fan. Sorry, but it's the case, and so hey,
I would say that I'm a
Sitting back there
larger
with-
Mario fan, but I do really love the Mega Man games.
yeah, they're
Hence
fantastic.
why-
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Greg, why don't you take it up since Steve's just proven that he hates good games.
Hey,
So
I
why
didn't
don't
say
you
I
go,
hate
Greg?
it. I said I'm not good at it.
Definitely Mega Man 11 is the largest takeaway one for me. I'm super excited to see the Blue Bomber return. That's why I've been practicing going through 1, 2, 3, 4. Then had to stop at that point, but definitely can't wait to play 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 before jumping into 11. Let's see. Mario Tennis Aces. I'm still unsure if I'm going to get that or not. I'd really like to. It looks a lot of fun. Just still kind of on the fence about that
You
one.
try the demo?
I did not know, and it's gone now. I think I should have downloaded it. I
Well,
wanted to download it, but
what you'll be able to watch our game chat. We actually had a game chat about the demo.
That went live
And
earlier today.
oh, there you go. So there you go. You could watch that after we finish recording this, and see what Steve and I thought about it, and that may influence your purchase.
yeah, we definitely. If I do get it, then we definitely need to have some played games of on like a show or something where just all three of us are playing. That'd be fun. But
About Monster
yeah.
Hunter.
See, I didn't like super enjoy like the one on Wii U. It was like
Try.
3, I think, 3
Yes,
Ultimate or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of like Monster Hunter was strongly recommended to me. I gave it a shot, and then it seemed like a huge like grind fest. And the RPGs where it's not turn based, I tend not to do very well because I just kind of want to just like sit there and hack and slash, and you can't do that in this type of game. You have to develop strategies to take down stuff in real time. And that's the aspect of the RPGs where I don't really dive deep into is the real time RPGs.
What about The World Ends With You?
So no, wait. In following this logic, then Greg hates Monster Hunter. That's what I'm hearing. Like, apparently, I hate Mega Man because.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not a huge Monster Hunter fan.
I know, that's right. Anytime I criticize anything, as long as Barry's not a big fan, it's all right.
It's okay. It's okay. No,
Come on, Barry, get him.
I completely agree with you, actually, Greg. Like I thought, like Monster Hunter is a game that I thought I was really going to enjoy, and I tried a couple of them, and yeah, it's a big grind fest. It takes so much time to really just build up your armor and all the different pieces and all that stuff and everything. I'm just like, it's cool that they have a game like that, but it's just I discovered it's not for me.
When I was like 13 or something, where I had like a lot more disposable time on my hands.
Yeah. You know what, Greg? I'll be honest with you. I didn't play the first few Monster Hunters, and when 3 Ultimate came out, I even got Try. I got Try like with the demo and all that stuff, but I didn't actually play Try. And then when 3 came out, I started on the 3DS, and I was sort of enjoying it. And then I transferred my data to the Wii U because I'm like, I want to play it on the big screen. And like the text was so tiny on the Wii U version, it was like really, really minuscule. I couldn't even read it, and I was just like, you know what? I don't have time for this. So I actually haven't played, and I do own them. I own 4. I own Generations. And I even own World, and I just haven't had time to sit and play through them. So, I'll be getting this. I'm happy. I think the Switch needed this, especially with it getting snubbed on World. But it's just something I will not be probably sinking any time into. So I don't feel bad.
Yeah,
we're all in it.
Yeah, in terms of The World Ends With You, I probably need to rewatch that stuff because I'm not recalling too much about it right now. But
really, it was a direct where they featured that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe there is. I've been going through all the trailers and stuff, and I didn't quite get to these last few titles. So.
Did you play it on the DS? Because it's a DS game.
No, I did not. No.
It's a claimed DS game, and it's.
Yeah.
I encourage everyone to purchase that just so hopefully we get a sequel. Because not only is it a good game, but I think if it sells well, we probably will get a sequel.
Yeah.
So that was the end of the sizzle reel. And then the remaining 25 minutes of this 45-minute discussion was all about Hello Kitty Island Adventure. No, I'm just kidding.
And 1-2 Switch 2.
Yeah, it should be. That's what it should be. No, it was
1, 2, 3 Switch.
There you go.
1, 2, 3 Switch. I like that. No, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate coming December 7th, later than we thought. And going back, one of my predictions on characters was right. Every character coming back. That's what I said in our podcast for characters. I want everyone to come back. I just, I said young Link might use the masks. That didn't happen. But still, everyone is coming back. And I think young Link is staying the way he is because they changed Link significantly with his Breath of the Wild suit. So it's almost like young Link is there for the old Link players. But yeah, every character is coming back. I believe every stage is coming back. They haven't confirmed yes or no, but they've shown a lot. They haven't come out and said it. Like they had the Smash Brothers tournament, and they showed Saffron City. They were battling on Saffron City from the original, which is one that many of us have wanted for a long time. So I really think they're just not saying how many are back, but I really think all, if not almost. But with it called Ultimate, and with all the characters coming back, it would seem kind of silly not to bring all the stages back. They also showed two new characters. We knew about the Inklings from Splatoon. They showed that the clone characters are now called E or Echoes, and they're only counting two existing characters as clones, which was Lucina and Dark Pit, which means Ganondorf actually has new moves. He's no longer a Captain Falcon clone, and he uses his sword. I guess that means Falco and Wolf are no longer Fox clones somehow, and Pichu is no longer a Pikachu clone, and Young Link is no longer a Link clone. So we'll see how it works. But they only count those two as clones, and a new clone is there, and it's Daisy, which is a clone to Peach, and then a brand new character at the end of the reveal, which was Ridley, character we've all wanted. And am I kind of upset they showed him there? Only because I watched the whole Smash Brothers Invitational, which was a lot of fun and great to see this game in action, and we'll talk about it. But I was really expecting a reveal at the end. And not only was there no reveal, that would have been an awesome time to reveal Ridley. And it's not uncommon for Nintendo to do that. They did it with Wii Fit Trainer, where they revealed her after. So I think they should have been another character reveal there, and then Ridley. I think the stadium would have went bonkers with Ridley there. But they had Ridley playable at the event, so I guess they really couldn't. But those are the only characters they revealed. Sakurai said all 65 in a quote. So some people are thinking there won't be any new characters. I'm praying that's not the case. I really think there's some omissions, like only two new characters or three with Daisy seems very, very little for a new Smash Brothers. And they're billing this as a new Smash Brothers, even though obviously the Wii U is the base of this. But I really feel like ARMS and Xenoblade 2 and even previous characters like K. Rool and stuff that was overlooked really needs to get into this game. Like they really need to add more characters. So maybe we'll see some DLC. They showed a bunch of different changes to the combat, and each character had some different changes, from as subtle as a voice change to a whole new move set. Let's start with Steve. What did you think of this 25-minute long presentation, which some people claimed was just too long?
Right. Really? Some people claim it was too long? I want more.
Snooze fest. They're like snooze fest. What are you talking about?
Those are the people that hate Smash Brothers. Just like I hate Mega Man, apparently. Yes, I think all characters back is awesome. I think some of them are funny, like Pichu. I think that's hilarious that it's back, because I don't really know anybody that actually enjoys playing as Pichu. It's just a joke the whole time. But Ice Climbers come back, and all those other characters that people know and love. I think it's cool. I think there's going to be some more characters for sure. I think they realized, number one, how big the DLC kind of characters could be when they did it for 3DS and Wii U, and I think some of them they're probably going to be holding back just so they can make some extra money on us, because we will buy them. And number two, I think there's still some time, and I think they want to continue to release more information over time, and especially with the game come out in December, I think we're going to hear a lot more, and probably several other characters by that time. So I wouldn't. I'm still holding out that there's going to be at least maybe, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 or something like that, brand new characters that'll be in this one. But it's really cool to see all of the original ones back. I think, I'm still really, really excited about the game. I think of the new stuff that they showed off, one of the things that jumps in my mind that I was really excited about is the short hop attack. I think that's cool. I think that's going to add some like that mid-air kind of combat that I think was, at least in my experience, kind of lacking a little bit, because I was like, I know how I can do when I can jump up and like stay on the ground, but what's there's nothing in there in the middle. So I think those short hop attacks are going to be really cool to kind of add just another flair to what you can do as a fighter. So that's going to be fun to play around with those and learn additional moves on top of all the other ones and stuff. I like how they talked about your dodging and stuff will like slow you down and over time, and so that's cool because there's people that I played out before that just dodge the whole time and just like stop it. But now when you dodge the whole time, you start to slow down and actually it opens you up to attacks, which I think is really cool. It's going to be a good way of balancing the game, but also adding more emphasis back onto the attacks itself and keep the game moving a little more. I think will be really fun, not only for playing it, but for also watching it. I think we were watching in the tournament itself, like that was awesome. It was so much fun to watch, especially those last few battles. Like I was getting so into it, and I think because the game kind of helped them be more active, and they couldn't just run from each other that much. They had to stay engaged in the combat, which is really fun. So yeah, I'm stoked, of course, about this, and I'm excited to see what else we see over the next few months. And yeah, it's coming out 2 days before my birthday, so happy birthday to me.
What about you, Greg?
Yeah, Super Smash Brothers definitely was the main focus, kind of like Breath of the Wild like last year, but I had no problem with that whatsoever. I do love the series a lot. I do like to play quite a bit of matches with like my cousin and my brother and sisters and stuff. It's always been a lot of fun. Definitely excited to see a lot of the characters back. Obviously, like Pichu is kind of like interesting, but with how it damages itself, so still surprised that they left that in. I do like that they changed like Ganondorf back and actually got more of a formalized moveset. Obviously, I think the reason some of those characters didn't become Echo characters is because they've been established characters, perhaps. I don't know. That was kind of a thought that I was had on that. That's why like Dr. Mario is not really a clone, and some of the other ones like that, even though their movesets are very, very similar to their main characters. So yeah, definitely nice to see everybody. Very disappointed to see Bomberman as an assist trophy.
Yeah,
would have preferred. Definitely would have preferred him to be an actual fighter. And that obviously confirms that he's not a fighter because he can't be both assist trophy and character.
Yeah. Which is sad. That really, especially with Super Bomberman R being right there at launch. I mean, Konami was there. And
Bomberman's been on Nintendo platforms for a while.
The whole beginning,
yeah.
NES.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Bomberman 1 and 2, and
it's the one we kept talking
and
about. Like whenever we talked about characters, he kept popping up in our lists. Like hopefully he's going to be in there, and he is, but not as a playable character.
Yeah, and the other one was Rayman, and if Rayman becomes a character over Bomberman, like a playable, like I'll cry foul because Bomberman is a more established Nintendo character than Rayman is, and yeah, it's really sad. That was the big thing. They did show new assist trophies as well. New Pokemon, some Sun and Moon Pokemon are now there. Other things, Xander Mobus is returning as the announcer.
I kind of heard that.
Which is cool. And they are also releasing a GameCube controller adapter for $20 for the Switch, so you can play this game with your GameCube controllers. However, I do not think this will work undocked. So if you're playing handheld mode, you will have to use a Pro Controller or your Joy-Cons, which is kind of sad, but it kind of is what it is.
Right.
I don't know. I think usually when you think of Smash Brothers, it's usually like on the TV. So then I don't think you'd be like, okay, everyone, let's do tabletop mode, and everyone's like, oh.
No, but you know, we've taken it to cons and stuff. Like I've done New York Comic Con, and we're all playing Smash on 3DS, and it was a blast while waiting for panels.
Yeah, that's everyone on their own system, though. But
yeah. And you're on, and I think that's okay. I think that proved on the 3DS, it proved that people are okay with learning a new control system or control scheme when it's on a handheld. I know like I think I talked about this on our last podcast, but a lot of my friends got it on 3DS and enjoyed playing it enough to like actually want to use their 3DS as a controller for the Wii U version when they came over to play it. And so so I think for a lot of people that'd be okay to just either play it on the the Joy-Cons or just bring a Pro controller along.
Well, let's talk about what they didn't show, because even with 25 minutes and going through as much as they did, there was still stuff we don't know. We have no idea about the single player. No story mode was announced, adventure mode was announced, subspace, emissary, nothing of the sort. We don't know about Smash Run, we don't know about Smash Tour. Obviously, there are the Wii U stages there, and there are 3DS stages there. So there's a good chance, and even assist trophies like Nintendogs, which was an assist trophy, I think only on the 3DS version. Was that on the Wii U version as well? I don't remember. I don't think
it
so.
was on. I thought it was.
It was back on
Yeah,
Wii, I think.
No, it was not. Nintendogs was definitely 3DS. Because it was a Nintendog stage. But I remember
seeing it on
was
TV
also
though.
on the Wii U.
But
All right, so then it was
but they
there.
changed up the dogs though.
Yeah.
I heard, so.
Well, they're back and stuff. But we don't know about like break the target, board the platforms, race to the finish, home run derby, trophy rush, or any of that. We don't know if any of those modes are back. What modes are included? What new modes they're going to be throwing in there? And that's kind of weird. Now, Amiibo are available to use. Amiibo work the exact same way. I saw a picture of the Inkling and the Ridley Amiibo. Weird that there's no Daisy Amiibo. There should be by theory. And I know it said compatible with all Amiibo, and there's no way in hell they're going to re-release like brand new Mario and a brand new Link and all that stuff. Like people will riot. It's too much. That's being too greedy. Do you think we will see? When will we see the information about the single player and all those other modes? And do you guys think we will see more than just those two Amiibo? Do you think we'll see Daisy? Do you think we'll see maybe Alf or the Koopa Kids or male Wii Fit Trainer or female Robin or stuff like that?
Yeah, I think they're probably going to see how Ridley and how what was the other one? The
Inkling.
I think they're probably going to see how they do if they make the other ones. But
Think they'll make Daisy though?
I think they probably will. I feel like they probably, I don't know. This is just me trying to get in their head. I think they probably want people to have a collection of Amiibo, just like basically their counterparts in the game itself. I think that's one of the games that was probably kind of inspired it. Like, oh, wouldn't this be cool if we had all these characters in toy form and little statues and stuff. And so I think they'll probably eventually launch them all. And I think while I would have rather have known about all this other stuff, I think number one, it's probably all coming because they did decide to call it Ultimate. Which means to me like that's the ultimate version, and so therefore stick everything in it that you think people would enjoy. And I think we're probably just going to find out over time. I think either they're going to do weekly or daily updates like they have done with past Smash games, and we're just going to keep finding out more and more stuff from here on out. And probably there'll be another Nintendo Direct before December that's going to focus on like the big stuff, but I think the small stuff will be kind of told to us day by day or week by week as we get closer to December.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have at least 2 more Nintendo Directs before December. One may just be a Smash Direct like last time.
Yeah.
What about you, Greg?
Yeah, that was kind of what I was going to bring up. Is they did that 50 fact extravaganza for Wii U, so that definitely makes perfect sense that they could have a bunch of these other modes and stuff included in there, just to be like, oh, this is why this is the Ultimate Edition. It has this version of single player mode and this one too, and this one, like, and adventure mode's back. And I mean, I don't know if Subspace Emissary is gonna be back because they did reveal that
something similar.
Yeah, they did reveal that the starting roster was just going to be the 12 from the 64 game, and then they have all these different ways to unlock all the characters to keep it fun and fresh, and you'll be like constantly unlocking the rest of the roster. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The another aspect that they showed off is the stages will not only have their regular form and their Omega form, but they'll also have a Battlefield form for every stage, which is nice.
Really
And
nice.
they did mention stage hazards and showed specifically Mega Man stage hazards, but no mention as of now about turning them off. Do you think we're going to be able to, or
You
do you think
can.
Yellow Devil will? Oh, you can.
Yes, yes, I saw
Cool.
in the tournament. They at one point they told like the rules for that stage or whatever, and they said stage hazards turned off.
Uh,
So like that's all I heard was that was kind of like a nonchalant comment as they were
yeah, but
talking about the rules for that
that could
specific
mean
game.
I did hear that, but I think that meant like Battlefield stage kind of
That
deal.
might be. So yeah, who knows what they really mean by that? My guess, I mean, they're like all of them are back, including Yellow Devil. I'm like, oh great, like that's the
Yeah,
one everybody hates.
Yellow Devil's the worst, and
You guys
yeah,
just weren't very good at fighting him then.
He just got in the way. Like it
yeah,
wasn't like
it
we
was
were
too
bad at
small of a
fighting,
stage.
but it was like it distracted from what I should be doing in the game.
Yeah, like there were some bosses I didn't mind Ridley, which obviously is going to be really weird to have Ridley as a boss hazard now, and you know, like Metal Face I didn't mind, but yeah, Yellow Devil just got in the way and just didn't go away. Like he
Right.
lasted longer than like every other boss it seemed.
Yeah, and even when you did beat him, like he was gone for like 10 seconds, then back again.
Yeah, Yellow Devil was literally an annoyance.
Yeah.
So they definitely need to hopefully allow us to just turn that off. I think that's a simple request and should be pretty simple to execute. So what do you like? Final thoughts on Smash before we do a wrap up for everything, Steve? Yay, nay, bye.
Yes, yes, everything Smash. Yes, my wife was even asking me today. She's like, "So you're gonna want it for your?" I was like, "If I don't get the review copy, yeah, I'll definitely be getting it. So you can count it as my birthday gift, sure. Yeah, yeah."
Sounds like you hate Smash Brothers.
I think he
That's
does.
exactly
What
it.
the hell was it?
Anime, Mega Man, Smash Brothers. No.
Oh, see, that's why the Yellow Devil was torturing you because you hate Mega
Right. Right.
Man. What about you, Greg?
Oh, I'm completely sold. I love Smash Brothers. It's definitely day one purchase, assuming unless Steve can help me out with the review code. But I think he's already going to have a claim to fame based on how our system works. So
Of course. Yeah, we're here at NintendoFuse. We all bow to Steve. It's just hard work.
As you should.
So let's wrap everything up now. This is the entire direct that they showed off. I saw a lot of people complain because too much Smash Brothers, or there wasn't a lot of oh my god jaw-dropping announcements, and there were some really obvious omissions. Was Metroid Prime 4, Pikmin, Bayonetta 3, Yoshi, which has been shown off before. Some really significant games omitted, and when asked, Nintendo said that they were really focusing on 2018 and really early 2019, which to me says Yoshi was delayed and everything else is coming next year, or at least later next year. So I know a lot of people were upset about this, and I think when it comes to Sony, when it comes to Microsoft, they really only do E3, and Nintendo does all these directs throughout the year. So when you take that into consideration and you look at the list of games we just went through, even though a lot of them were sizzle reel, they announced a lot of games. They showed off a lot of games. I mean, they proved that the Switch has legs, even though some people may not think that. Um, what do you say overall, just as a package? How would you rate this whole presentation, Steve?
Yeah, I think it was actually pretty decent, especially for an E3 for the second year. Starting a second year of a console's life cycle. This is the year where they're really trying to just build upon what they did last year, and I think they're doing a pretty good job. I think of focusing on what's coming out very very soon. I think is good. In comparison, I watched a lot of Sony's. I watched almost all of Microsoft's. In comparison, I still liked Nintendo's better. And I can say that now. From in the past, I was like, well, it doesn't matter to me because I don't have these systems. But I actually have all three systems now, and I'm still got most excited about the Nintendo games that were shown off. And Yeah, I think, some people might think it was kind of lackluster or whatever, but I mean, the big game really is Smash Brothers, just like, it was Breath of the Wild before. Why not put all your money in one basket? Because it's a huge basket, and that's a big cash cow for them.
And that's not even factoring. There's still Pokemon coming out,
Right.
which they only briefly touched about, and Pokemon Let's Go is going to do very well.
Totally.
And that is a big game too.
Yeah, and I think people like a lot of times will forget that that Nintendo has been, since they've been doing this stuff, is stretching it out over all 3 days of E3 with the Treehouse live events and stuff like that too. So we saw a ton of Pokemon today. We saw a lot of Splatoon
Smash.
as well, and a whole lot of Smash Brothers again. And I'm interested to see what they're going to show tomorrow. So overall, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, it'd been awesome to see these other things, but I understand why they held off.
Greg, what about you? Whole package.
Yeah, I also agree. I think it was pretty good. I actually didn't watch the other conferences, as I've stated in our channel stuff. So I think compared to previous years, it was kind of like, I guess, a little bit more lacking based on the titles, at least I'm personally interested in. But I think that's more of my personal, like, subjective opinions of my tastes and stuff. So I think it was still a very good overall show. They had great Smash announcements. I don't think a lot of people would have expected like all the characters to be back and all that kind of stuff. So I was fine with a main focus on that because I know a lot of people will buy a Switch just for Smash Brothers if they don't have it already. So it is definitely a system seller, much like Breath of the Wild was. So
Yeah,
I
agree with that.
I definitely appreciated all the information on it, and there's still plenty more to go. As you said, we don't know any of the modes. We don't know all the stages. There's still lots of stuff they can cover in the next 6 months. So I think it's all aboard the Smash hype train, and let's go to December.
See, I agree. I think where this lacked was in oh my god surprises. And the truth be told, the biggest oh my god surprise this E3 for me was Star Fox in Starlink, which was at Ubisoft's. Like that was the kind of surprise that some people look for at E3, like oh my god, and I do too. And while I really enjoyed this presentation, Daemon X Machina came out of nowhere. I was like, whoa, okay. And I'd love to see the new story content for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That was awesome, but I knew it was coming. Super Mario Party was a surprise. And Fire Emblem we knew was coming, but it was nice to actually see. The only other surprise to me I saw was Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and that was just there and gone. We didn't have that like last year with Metroid Prime 4. Well, that was a big surprise, even though it was a logo, because we had no idea, and we still don't know anything about it. And we still don't know what Retro's working on. If Retro's working on a big thing and they come out of nowhere, that's a surprise game, and I think that's what people were looking for. And in this year, it was a great presentation. They had a ton of games, but their surprise factor was really, really low. Right. And obviously, like the surprise of all characters returning in Smash Brothers was great. But to me, it wasn't a surprise because I called it already. but still, it was a surprise factor.
Yeah.
And go on.
I was just gonna say, like, I think, and like following Nintendo's track record, this happens. They have years where they have huge surprises, and you're left going, "Oh, wow!" And then you have times where, yeah, I knew all that stuff. I'm glad to know the release dates now because now I know what to look forward to. And I feel like that was this kind of year. I'm excited to know what's coming up, but it was never, like you said, huge surprise one after another.
Yeah. Nowhere did, even if you watch our live reactions, or all three of us like, oh my god, that is like, wow. I will say this though quickly, on the Smash tournament when I was watching, to me, and I could be wrong, it kind of looked fast, like it looked melee fast.
It was
like
fast.
It did not look brawl slow, and it did not look even Wii U. It looked melee style, fast paced.
Yeah, people even talked about it as well, how it is fast, and I think they made it faster, and I think the emphasis on action, I think it made it seem even faster as well, and it's super smooth. Like I was reading that even in handheld, it's supposed to be at 1080p and 60 frames per second.
Nice.
That was a big wow moment for me. That was a big surprise because I was like, "There's no way they're gonna be no, they're going for that. That's awesome," and which is not only gonna make it super fast but super smooth.
And it looks fantastic. Like it looks so much better than the Wii version.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched the tournament to the end with Sakurai when he came out, because it was funny.
Yeah.
He said that he was glad that the game didn't break, but he actually noticed bugs in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
And then he said he was
wow.
gonna take a flight home
like
to go fix them.
Bayonetta.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can tell Bayonetta is getting nerfed.
Yeah.
You're telling Bayonetta is getting nerfed. That's the real reason for this. This
Yeah.
tournament was a balancing test.
Totally. So they could say that they had the first Smash Brothers Ultimate tournament, and so Sakurai could sit back there taking notes because he's got some of the best players in the world playing his game, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, need to fix that. Oh, yep, that needs to change.
Totally.
Oh, right,
That's what happens.
Yeah.
You know it. You flat out admitted it. So that's cool. Now before we go, there is one little bit. For those of you that do watch our podcasts, you'll know that I stepped away 2 episodes ago because we were talking about rumors, and I did not want to be spoiled at all. So I don't know anything other than the Star Fox Grand Prix, which obviously didn't come. And I want you two, who do know these rumors, to tell me what was actually leaked or rumored that came to fruition, and what was rumored that was so out there and it didn't come to be. Because I'm out in the dark, so let me know.
Here, Steve, I can open this up right now.
Good. Fortnite. That's about it. That's the only one I really remember that was definitely in that list. I think there was another. There was some big rumors about Spyro that we didn't see at all. That the Spyro trilogy was going to officially be announced for Switch, and that Spyro would be a character on Smash Brothers, and that's why they held back on the announcement up until now. And so that still may be the case, but they didn't actually that didn't make it in there, and that was a big chunk.
It's coming to Switch. It's just coming after Crash, like after the PS4, like Crash did.
Yeah.
So this is pretty cool. So it predicted that the presentation would be 36 minutes long. That was definitely off. Steve already talked about the Spyro stuff. Then they also said Fire Emblem was going to be shown. That part was correct.
Correct.
But the incorrect part was the title that they thought was Lustrous Daybreak, along with Coming Holiday this year. So both of those are incorrect.
Awesome.
They also said that Yoshi was going to be shown. Definitely not.
And that was a safe leak.
Yeah,
that was
a lot of these were safe. Like the big ones that at the time, Fortnite and Spyro were kind of like at least to me, it was like the big things that were in that list. And by the time it came around, everybody knew that Fortnite was going to be there, but Spyro wasn't announced. I can't remember of any of the other huge announcements that were there. A lot of them were safe.
Let Greg continue.
Yeah, so there was like a new Paper Mario game. Nope. Mario Odyssey DLC. Nope. Crash Bandicoot.
Right. I forgot what the Mario Odyssey DLC, because there's like a ton of details around that. Like all these different
Luigi
characters.
And Mario and Waluigi were supposed to be playable.
Right. And each with another 30 stars or something like that. Yeah.
Activision was saying have a Crash Bandicoot amiibo, but that obviously didn't come to fruition for the Insane trilogy. They also said Black Ops 4. Nope. Sega Ages line. They didn't do anything about that.
Right.
I thought I saw something for Sega doing. No, it wasn't Sega. It was a different.
We already know about the other Sega Ages titles. I think that was basically just saying that we're going to find out more about it, which we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't, but we do know Sega Ages is coming to us.
Yeah, Supersonic Racing. Nope.
Team Sonic Racing, that's coming.
Oh, well, that's just called it was Supersonic Racing. So
it's Team Sonic. It wasn't in the E3 presentation, but we know Team Sonic Racing is coming to the Switch.
So Metroid Prime 4 gameplay trailer. Nope. Pokemon for Switch is revealed. I don't know. I don't know if it was meaning it was for Pikachu and Eevee, because it's like a new take on Red and Blue. But obviously that's not even true on that, because it was more on Yellow. So.
More Yellow.
Five Nights at Freddy's is coming. Nope. 2 trailers for Smash Brothers. One reveals Captain Toad. Nope. Another reveals Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. Nope. gameplay is shown, mix of Smash 4 and Melee, very colorful yet detailed, coming out in September. No.
No.
Well, it is kind of Smash between, or Smash, between Melee and Wii U, so I guess that's accurate, but everything else, no.
Yep. Then Ice Climbers to be revealed during Treehouse Live, which
that was
actually is
revealed
false.
during it.
Yeah, during the trailer, so that half and half, I guess.
Anything else?
That was it that we had talked about that day. So.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So see, I'm glad I missed
it.
it.
Was a bunch of hooey.
It was.
And this is why I don't like it, because it kind of gives false hope. And if one of those things comes to fruition, then it loses its oh my god. It's like, oh, I didn't know about that. You know, I like those wow moments, and unfortunately this one didn't have that many. But that's why I stepped out of it. And it's fun to go back. You know?
I even told Steve I don't even think any of those would have been like a really wow breaker for me, because like the Fire Emblem thing, I mean, it was kind of expected they were going to talk about it. I mean, if it was still coming this year, which obviously is no longer the case, but it's still coming next year, but we knew nothing about it. I mean, it was kind of obvious they would show something. I personally thought Metroid Prime 4 was probably kind of early, and it was just my hope and prediction that I wanted to see something, but
that was mine too, and that was my safe. That was my safe in the podcast. So don't feel bad. And we're gonna have fun
nice
talking.
To see something that all they said was in development, so that's probably nowhere even close to being shown. So
yeah, next year for sure, though, for sure. Like that I would stake. Next year we're gonna see Metroid Prime 4.
What about Yoshi?
Yoshi for sure too.
Yoshi, I don't know, why do the Yoshi games keep getting delayed? Like, it doesn't seem like there'd
Woolly
be
World was
that
shown
much.
off, and then it like skipped like an E3 or two, and then it's like all of a sudden Woolly World is like okay front and center.
Like,
yeah,
have
in
these
fact,
huge
Smash
games.
came out before. Like Woolly World was supposed to come out before Smash, and that was the whole point of the Woolly World stage. And Woolly World stage came out a year before Woolly World even came out, or so.
Right. I mean, they have these huge games, you know, like the Zelda games. Okay, I understand why they get delayed. There's a lot of work that needs to go into that. I don't consider the Yoshi games to be like, oh my goodness, like I know why this took 10 years to build now.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that when I played Breath of the Wild. I totally understood why they had to delay it a few times. I don't think I ever felt that way when I played Woolly World. I was like, this is really cool, but I don't.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
They could still show off Yoshi tomorrow or Thursday.
That's true.
In the treehouse. They still could show it off.
Yes.
So let's hold out hope that maybe we'll get some Yoshi information. And then they just felt we already have 45 minutes thanks to this elongated Smash Brothers, and it's just too long. We'll talk about it in the treehouse. And if that's the case, Yoshi still may come this year. But at the same time, at the very least, you would think it would be in that sizzle reel.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was going to say, like, I would have thought it would have been in the sizzle reel, whether it says like spring 2019 or whatever. But
yeah.
So I guess we'll see. But for now, I think we'll call it here. We have still 2 more days of E3. Steve's got one thing.
So I noticed when they were talking about Fortnite at the treehouse that they're going to allow party chat through the Nintendo Switch headphone jack. So they're totally skipping the mobile app. And the treehouse people they seem to be pretty excited about that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's probably going to be released like." I think they say even like later this week through an update or something like that. So I thought that was just kind of interesting. I was like, oh, they're just like, we know that sucks, so we're going to do our own thing. And yes, it's possible. You can actually do chat right through the Switch itself. So you have to play in handheld to do it, I guess, because unless you have a gigantic like cord to your Switch or something. But still, yep.
Still there.
Interesting.
They hopefully they release a Pro controller with a headphone jack in it. That would be nice too. Yeah. Speaking of Fortnite, quickly, apparently, PlayStation 4, Sony and PlayStation 4 will not allow crossplay, and if you try to use your PS4 Fortnite account, it gets blocked and you can't do it on the Switch.
Yep.
Like I don't know what Sony's doing.
Same as Rocket League.
They're not. It's terrible.
Yeah. Rocket League they wouldn't allow crossplay, and I
think
so
even Minecraft too.
Yeah, Minecraft as well. So I wasn't really too surprised to see this at all. I think the internet kind of went like crazy when they heard this. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense because it doesn't work with Rocket League or Minecraft. Why would it work for Fortnite? So yeah, I think for whatever reason Sony's not playing nice right now.
Well, hopefully things change. But anyways, like I said, we're gonna call it here. It is late for us, especially for East Coasters like me. And we still have 2 more days of E3. So we will be back tomorrow. We will be talking about Wednesday, and again following that Thursday with more new videos, more coverage, and more recaps. So for now, Steve and Greg, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Yep.
I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yep.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And please make sure to go to NintendoFuse.com for all your Nintendo news and your E3 news. Like this video, subscribe, share, hit the bell. You know the drill for videos like this, as well as our podcast, industry talks, game chats, the whole 9 yards. Thank you so much, especially if you're still here after all this. I know this was a long episode. We do really, really appreciate you sticking around. Thank you so much. And until next time, take care.